Here's your grid for race group number 9. Pair of Formula One cars on the front row, all dating back to 1997. The 11 of James French, that's the yellow Jordan 197. And the 8 of Brian French, the blue and white Benetton B197. Second row, the 07D of Jacek Muka in the Swift JMS 17. And the 23 of Jim Johnston in the G-Force Indy car. Third row, car number 7, Mark Brannon's behind the wheel of a Lola T9720, and 14, Cal Meeker in a 1979 Tyrrell Formula One car. Fourth row, the 31 of Travis Engen in another Lola T9720, and the 2 of Scott Dick in the 2005 Dallara Infinity. Fifth row, 85, Bruce Hamilton in another Dallara Infinity, and the Pro Mazda entry number 3A of Brett Johnston. Sixth row, car number 3, Mark Sherwood in a Ralt RT41, and the 25A of Philip Lewis, that's the 1972 Matich A50, one of the Formula 5000 cars. Seventh row, 65, Doug Schumacher in a 1980 Argo JM8, and the 27 of Alex McAllister in a Ralt RT1. Eighth row, the 30 of Jim Wright, Wright's driving a Swift DB4, and in the number 99 Formula Atlantic Swift, Glenn Bilowski. Ninth row, the 07 of Paul Lysick driving a Ralt RT5, and the 8A of Robert Burnside in a Brabham BT40. Final car on the grid, we hope to see him out there, the 36 of Aaron Lewis in the AAR Eagle Indy car, the All-American Racers cars from Dan Gurney. Once again, this is race group number 9. Looks like James French is getting right up there with the pace car, trying to urge him to go a little bit quicker. Two by two, they come through the corner, head towards the starter. Hearing him picking up the throttle. Starter's taking a look at him, still looking, still looking. Green flag. And there goes the hammer. And out to an early lead goes the number 11 of James French. That's the yellow Benson and Hedges Jordan 197. With the 8 of Brian French, the Benetton B197 in second. There in the main grandstand over behind the starter stand. Remember, you can make your way over here to the paddock side, wander around, get up close and personal with the race cars and the drivers. The concessions are open over here. There's all kinds of stuff happening, and you of course are invited. And in just a little while, about 2 hours from now, we'll have the introductions for the Pro-Am drivers and the fan walk, and that'll all take place over here. So come on across if you have the inclination, and just crossing the start-finish line for the first time, completing lap number 1. The 11 of James French in the Jordan, the 8 of Brian French in the Benetton, followed by the 23 of Jim Johnston in the G-Force IndyCar, 7 Mark Brannon in the Lola T97, the Swift of Jacek Muka, 07D back to 5th. Race group number 9 underway. Brian French in the Benetton has taken over that front spot. as the Jordan of James French has retired. So problems for that car. I don't know what it is. They always say they run fastest right before something goes wrong, and that Jordan was sure out there scooting away. So Brian French, your leader in the Benetton B197, the 23 of Jim Johnston, the G-Force Indy car, sits in second. Just now going by start finish. He's 19 seconds in arrears of the leader. 07D Jacek Muka in the Swift runs third, followed by the 14 of Cal Meeker in the Candy Tyrrell Formula One car. And the top five is complete with number 31 Travis Engen in the Lola T97-20. 6 through 10, the 7 of Mark Brannon, another of the Lolas that's here today. A pair of Dallara Infinities are 7th and 8th, the 85 of Bruce Hamilton, the 2 of Scott Dick. 3A Brett Johnston just goes by in his Formula Mazda entry, and the top 10 complete with the Ralt RT41 of Mark Sherwood, car number 3. Alex McAllister just passed by start finish in the Ralt, and there goes to 25. That is Phil Lewis in the Formula 5000 Matic. 5 laps complete, working lap number 6. Your front runner, Brian French, in the number 8 Benetton, his fastest lap, set back on lap number 2, 1 minute 17.1 seconds, 113 miles an hour, average speed around the 2.4 mile, 14 turn Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. Give you an idea of the speed differential, the quick lap from second place Jim Johnston, number 23. 1 minute 23.1 seconds, and that translates to an 8 mile an hour speed differential between those two cars. Fastest race lap was set on lap number 2. It's by the number 11 Jordan, and that was a 1:16.2, about 9/10 of a second quicker than the Benetton, with a top speed or average speed of 114.7. Shot up on the big screen of your leader, and that is the Benetton B197 of Brian French, car number 8. There's the Candy Tyrrell, the Formula One entry number 14, driven by Cal Meeker, looking for a way around the 07 of Jacek Muka. One of the closer battles on the racetrack, less than half a second separating those two. Little lockup of the brakes from Muka in the 07, the Swift. Candy on the side pod of the Tyrrell. Candy, an Italian appliance maker that made their foray into Formula One. And that Tyrrell dates back to 1979. Top speed, or average speed, of the Tyrrell, I've lost him on my sheet here. There he is. 1 minute 24.2 seconds fastest lap for Cal Meeker, 103.8 miles an hour. So quite a difference in racing technology between the year that Tyrrell was new, 1979, and the year of the Benetton that's out there, 1997. Meeker now up into third place in car number 14, drops Muka down to 4th. in the 07D. 31 Travis Engen is in 5th. The challenge for French in the Benetton is working around the traffic that he finds ahead of him, because the speed of that Benetton is just amazing when it comes to this Group 9 field. Look back through the rest of the grid, and there's a speed difference of as much as 20 miles an hour between average speed around the racetrack between your front runners and cars farther back in the group. All of these cars in race group number 9, but wouldn't have necessarily raced together in the day. The whole secret to vintage racing is to give the fans a good show, and at the same time give these car owners and drivers a chance to get out and air these cars out. They might not drive at 10 tenths, but they give it a good workout. Brian French, car number 8, your leader. The 23 of Jim Johnston runs second. 14 Cal Meeker. 07D Jacek Muka just going by our position. Third and fourth separated by a tenth of a second. Race groups 8 and 12B to pre-grid, please. Groups 8 and 12B to pre-grid. Your lead group working on lap number 11. And it is still French, Johnston, Meeker, Muka, and Engen. So no change in the front 5. As your leader passes by one more time. And your leader, the number 8 of Brian French, should be shown the last lap board the next time he comes around. Got him up on the big screen. The FedEx Benetton B197. And it looks like Muka is coming up to challenge the Tyrrell one more time. Boy, they came close getting into the corner. And the last lap board is out. One more circuit. 14 corners, 2.4 miles. So Brian French crossed our start-finish area over 30 seconds ago. 39 seconds is the gap back to second place, to 23 of Jim Johnston. And there is the race for third, with Cal Meeker enjoying a 7/10 of a second advantage over the 07D of Jacek Muka. 31 Travis Engen is running fifth. We should see our front runner, the 8 of Brian French, in the not too distant future. How about now? Checkered flag is out. The 8 of Brian French in the Benetton is your winner. Car number 2, Scott Dick, goes across the line, shown in 7th place. There goes the 23 of the 3A of Brett Johnston. Still waiting for the 23 of Jim Johnston in second. And there he is, as well as the 3 of Mark Sherwood. So first and second have seen the checkered flag. Finishing third, the 14 of Cal Meeker in the Tyrrell, the 07D of Jacek Muka in the Swift, finishing fourth. Groups 8 and 12B to pre-grid. Groups 8 and 12B. 31, Travis Engen, finishing in fifth.